Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. So, this is a rather oddball. Now, what this is going to be is basically, I will be doing my turn as, I am going to be participating in a play-by-email game. With obviously myself, Lord Cucumber, Lord Cucumber 77, as well as Agrippa Maxentenius. Now, what we're going to be doing is playing a co-op game. So how we're going to do this is... Lord Cucumber 77 will play as Army Group North. I will be controlling Army Group Center, and Agrippa Maxentenius will be playing as Army Group South. Now, we are doing a test here. So the idea of a test is obviously just to see how things work out. So we can see here the movements by Lord Cucumber. So we can see he was advancing upon Riga. He has done fairly well. He hasn't quite reached Riga, but he's done well enough here. So this is a good result. Okay, so what I will be doing is obviously taking control of Army Group Center and Army Group Center alone. Other things will have to be worked out between ourselves, so I will obviously be in control of these forces over here. So Lord Cucumber 77 to the north, and Agrippa Maxentenius to the south here, in charge of Army Group Army Group South, and the Romanians, and Hungarian forces as well, maybe even some Slovaks. We'll see. Okay, so let's see what we have available to us. Now, it has been a long time since I've done anything like this in Operation Barbarossa, so it's going to be a learning experience. Probably quite a good one as well. Okay, so first things first, let's take a look at the order of battle. So we have Army Group Center under the command of General Field Marshal Fyodor von Bock. So we have 4th Army, 9th Army, 2nd Panzer Army, 3rd Panzer Army, and 2nd Army. Luftflotte 2. The construction groups of FBD-3 and FBD-2. Self-propelled flak over here. Okie dokie. Now what I can do is I can go over to the headquarters here. And what I'm going to do then is sort by Army Group. So we have Army Group North here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to inspect what we actually have available to us. So we can see that we do have over 1,000 units of mortars, or like instances of mortars, I suppose you could say. Yeah, 81mm mortars. AT guns, we do have a decent, well, we have a lot of 37mm, but we do not have many 50mm. It's only 197 of those bad boys. A decent amount of artillery, I suppose. Rocket artillery. Now these are rather intriguing, I do like these. Heavy artillery, we have... Our largest gun be the 240mm howitzer, which should prove to be quite useful around here. Flak. A decent amount of flak. 28mm is hardly useful. Heavy infantry gun being the 150mm. Okay, medium flak 80. So we do have 88mm anti-aircraft guns. Now it's good to see that they are considered flak/80, as obviously they will be pressed into that role rather quickly. Now if we take a look at the actual AFV inventory of Army Group North, it is going to be rather intriguing. We can see here, sorry, not Army Group North, Army Group Center. Have I accidentally been looking at Army Group North? I may have been doing that, actually. Yes, here we go. I was accidentally looking at Army Group North. Oh boy, my bad. Okay, so you can see here that Army Group Center, of course, has the super heavy guns. I was somewhat thinking, like, where are my super heavy guns? But we do have the Karl 600mm siege mortars, which would be quite nice. Hello there, No Hauser, how you doing, my friend? We do have a 240mm siege guns, 355s, 305s. Okay, so a decent amount now. Rocket artillery, yeah, 54, 180. Decent. How about AT guns? Now we do have more 50mm anti-tank guns. We also do have 47mm anti-tank guns. That's a... It's an oddball number, isn't it, really? Okay. So we have a decent amount of artillery that's of some capabilities. What I really want to get a grip on is what we have in reserve, i.e. support. So let's go and find our headquarters then. Okay, so 4th Army Leo howitzers, 150mm howitzers. So you thought that playing against a cardboard cutout of an AI with massive material advantage was tough enough? Well, what we're doing here, actually, is it's going to be myself, Lord Cucumber 77 to the north, Agrippa Massentenius to the south, is we are going to be playing against the Soviet AI. We are going to be playing on hard, so it is obviously going to be something of a challenge. The idea is it's far easier to arrange a game like that, but at least we'll have a cooperative game. So it'll be rather interesting. Okay, so we do have a decent amount. Let's see what we can actually sign. What I need to do is obviously keep these FBD groups close to headquarters. The idea being that we can then support them with the construction brigades. Let's take a look then. So we do obviously have a great number of forces on the border. It's how to use them. Now, we do have Brest-Litovsk, which is going to be something of a pain. We are going to go around it. I'd rather not have to fight there. As it can be taken, of course it can be taken. But it's not worth it. Yes, we're playing with them. I mean, this is just a test match. The idea being that we just have a couple turns and just see how we're going to do. Thanks to Hauser. Okay. I'm trying to remember the hotkeys. Right. Okay. In Vienna is probably a good place to start. Now, if I take a look at the airfields opposing us, we don't have too many. What I'm going to do is actually take a look at the losses incurred. So since the last turn, okay, light losses of course, in the air, okay, only 34. What we will do then, and I'm sure they will forgive me, is we are going to do the great attack on the airfields. Okay, airfield attack. Okay, so we put that down to about 5%. Obviously make sure we can get as many of them flying as possible. So I'm going to run the AI in this mission here. I will obviously advise them afterwards, but the idea here is to make sure that we do inflict good resources upon the Soviet airfields. Now look at that, 320. That was a catastrophic strike. Good numbers in the air. Hello there, Gary. What we're playing today, then, is a test turn for a cooperative game I will be doing with Lord Cucumber 77, as well as a good upper Massentenius. The idea here is I'm doing this turn. I'm recording it because at the end of the day, I'm far too used to doing things and talking over them, so I thought, hell, why not? It would add something to the channel that's not quite War in the Pacific for a few moments. Give you guys a little bit of a break there. Plus, it's rather intriguing. I am in command of Army Group Center and Army Group Center alone, so it shall be rather fun. Okay, we're having a decent result here against the Soviet Air Force. I need to see how we can actually complete an encirclement of the Red Army in the center. Which is going to be intriguing, as I don't obviously have control of all these forces. I only have Army Group Center, so it's going to be rather a challenge. Something I'm not used to is not having complete control. Okay. There we go. So that it has come to an end. And if we take a look at the losses here, so we've actually inflicted quite heavy losses upon the Red Army's Air Force here. Sorry, the Red Air Force. I can't remember the actual name, but the Soviet Union's Air Force. So 1,909 lost to 13 of our own. Do I follow up with a second strike? Probably might be the best idea, as this is by far the best chance we'll ever have against the airfields. So we'll follow that up again. What I'll do is I'll put the message level down. There we go. Okay, set that to 0. Uh, 2,065, so a further 100 or so. Still worthwhile. Pretty good losses, so 1,930 planes lost on the ground. That'll do for me then. That will definitely ding dang daddy do. I will put the percentage required to fly back up to about 40... No, about 30 should be okay. Actually, no. About 40. Give them some time to rest, really. Those of which are... well, weary. Okay, Ninth Army. Army Group Center. Now, it does get a little bit confusing, as obviously we do have forces belonging to Army Group North over here. So we do have a little bit of a crossover in command. We can see clearly here that 9th Army belongs to us, as well as 3rd Panzer Group. So let's see how we can do this. Now, we do have plenty of divisions here. It's how do we choose to employ them? If I push up here, I can see obviously we do have 6 Cavalry Corps. Is this 6 Cavalry Corps headquarters, or 6 Cavalry Corps is under here? Ah, it would be the headquarters. See, I'm used to playing 1945 now, where a corps is an actual unit rather than a headquarters alone. Okay. But let's see here then. So in the north, AGN has broken open the lines here. So that does give us an interesting prospect. So, this is all clear terrain here. What I have to be mindful of is, of course, the rivers. And there are quite a few rivers. Apologies for the awful commentary, I'm always quite bad when I first get going. It takes me some time to get into gear, really. Okay, so we do have plenty of rivers here. There's no clear way across, there's no way through them. So we'll have to go over them, which is going to slow us down, but really we'll have to pick where. Ideally, I want to be in Minsk as soon as absolutely possible. So if we take a look at the wider picture here then, this is where we will be deciding how we do this. Now, it is a rather intriguing area, well, terrain really. So if we draw the front line here in nice deep crimson, make it quite easy to see what's going on here. Okay. Of course, this runs further down. Is this just a new playthrough of one of these? This is a cooperative series I will be doing with Lord Cucumber and a good up at Maxentius. This is just a test turn. I thought I'd live stream it just because I'm that kind of person. I don't believe they'll be live streaming theirs, but this is only a test. The true series has not started yet, but you know what's not a bad idea to get the word out there. And also it's a good bit of practice for myself, and it's always fun to show some gameplay off, isn't it? Okay, so let's go with a light blue then to simulate the 2nd Army, I do believe, down here. Now, it's an issue that I do have my panzers here, as obviously they're going to have to go through the swamp if I'm not careful. So ideally I'll have my panzers go for the security. So we do have a border, well, fortification unit here, border units here just on the border, of course, between the Soviet Union and the Third Reich. What we can see here is the terrain does definitely favour advancing along this route. So the idea will be to actually go as far as possible with the infantry, and then complete an encirclement using the armour. We will obviously have to split up the armour. So probably like a two-pronged attack. Something like that, have the infantry that can't make it too far head this way to the north, so we can actually close off these forces here. These forces to the north over here have a somewhat easier time, in a way, in a fashion. We'll keep, I mean, we'd only need, like, what, 3 divisions here, potentially, just to keep these guys contained. Honestly, it doesn't matter if they push this way, as they're not going to get anywhere. But the train doesn't really favour advancing over here. So I suppose what we'll have to do then is try and meet them to the north, but I'd rather meet around here than to the south, due to this terrain being clear. There is wooded terrain, well, forest, but it's not too bad. The river does make things difficult, but should be okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is also go with some reconnaissance. Okay. I think we'll run reconnaissance on AI. I think this will be some of the things that we have to work out with each other, is how to use our air assets. It might be useful just to let the AI somewhat control the air, such as the airfield bombings or potentially reconnaissance, rather than stepping on people's toes. But okay, we do have plenty of forces here. Let's see. This is a little bit stacked up at the front line. So what do I have available to myself? I do have this core here. No, that is 4th Army Command, sorry. Seems we do have some units attached to 4th Army. Right, so we do have this core over here. This core will be useful then. So what we'll do then is we'll move the core up over here. Okay, what does the core have? A heavy... Okay, heavy Nebelwerfer brigade. That's pretty intriguing. So ideally they would obviously be engaged in urban action. But what we'll do here then is have the 112th Division move up to the front line. So the 112th will be firing the first shots from Army Group Center. So we'll engage this unit here, which seems to just completely disintegrated. And I need to put my message level back on so I can see things. Now I could go for a planned attack. As to whether it's needed... yes, I'll go with a planned attack. Okay, we do force them to retreat here quite handily. We still have some movement capabilities. Fantastic. Move up. Engage that security force. They are forced to retreat. No more movement here. But we've opened up these hexes across the Bug River, which does make it significantly easier for our forces to cross, seeing as though we have 3 hexes wide. Okay, so we'll move this headquarters. Our infantry division over this way will advance. What I want to do here then is, let's see, we do have an NKVD border regiment, the one that we pushed away, which is very easy to beat. We do have the rail lines here, but what we want to do is establish a path this way. I don't want to bother with the swamps, it's going to do nothing but slow me down. So let's see, I could encircle these forces, but I'll use the movement that this offers me this route. And we'll engage. I don't need to... Yeah, there we go. So they retreat, and this headquarters is thrown out of whack. What I'll do then is, let's see, if I break up the division, I could push them here. I don't think we need to worry about encircling them per se. As long as I can draw a supply route, I'll be okay. It would be nice to take the rail lines, but it's not vital as of this moment in time. It obviously would be nice, don't get me wrong. I could head this way. Well, then again, it would be quite nice if I do take control of that rail. That actually would be quite handy. It would slow my advance, though. I think it might be worthwhile just to bypass Brest-Litovsk for the time being, considering it is actually quite a difficult city to take. Level 3 fortifications, significantly better than elsewhere on the border. It's across a river, and it's a city, so it doesn't help. We also have a tank division there, as well as 2 rifle divisions which are dug in, so I'd rather not fight that. I'd rather go around. Okay, so what we'll do then is... I'll break this unit up a little bit. Actually, keep it together then. Have you push here? Oh, there we go. We can actually cut off that rail line. Fantastic. That'll do. That'll do. Right, have the headquarters on top of the actual division here to make sure it's secure. Okay. Panzer forces. I do have this infantry division here to the south. These forces of the 6th Army are under AGS. Okay, just checking. Let's see, what do I have in the reserve? We do have some strategic reconnaissance. That's good. So what does play by email... Sorry, what does PBEM stand for? Play by email. Oh dear. Sorry, I said it without even thinking there. Okay, so we can see here our armoured forces can make it pretty deep already. But what I want to do is use the infantry to open this up, trying to ease them in there. I believe we may be able to make it to Minsk. I'd like to think we could make it to Minsk. We'll have to try our best. Okay, so the panzers, of course, would be nice to move. Brest-Litovsk is certainly in the way, but we'll move around. It might be worth encircling them than attacking with the infantry, to be fair. I was considering the implications of having to deal with this. Right. There's a lot of movement lost there. This is the issue with the swamp. Okay. I just need you to cut off. There we go. I should not have issues taking Litvisk. I'll use the infantry. What do we have available in these core headquarters? What I need is the siege guns. Those are what I'm looking for. So let's see here. Commander's report. Let's go to headquarters. Let's look at Army Group Center. Let's look for these guns then. So the super heavy guns. So the Carl 600mm mortars. Where are you? 4th Army. Okay, you signed directly to 4th Army. Yes, you are. Okay. What I'll do then is we'll have that change hands. Probably would be worth just marching across the river here, just so we don't take as much of a penalty for crossing. Well, as much of a attack penalty. So let's see, if I cross the river here, how many movement points? 68, we could still launch an attack, that's good. So we'll move across the river, but the reason being so we don't actually suffer too heavily. Okay, move across. Just move you on top of the cavalry just so you are not destroyed. Okay, what I'd like to do then is, let's see, 4th Army, siege. Transfer your headquarters. So I would like to move it to the 12th Corps. Right. 13th. There we go, 12th Corps. So it's been moved over to 12th Corps now, when it can be made rather effective. I do of course have quite a few things here, like Pioneer Battalions, howitzers. So at the end of the day, it'd be nice to obviously keep the army headquarters nearby so they can be made most use of. Alright. Let's see. I reckon these divisions can break it alone. So we'll give them pioneers. There we go, pioneers. Stug Battalion would do very nice too. We do have 2 of those. There we go. So we've added a good few assault guns there, which are very nice. Yeah, so if we take a look at the 201st Stug Battalion, so we do have 20 of these Stug 3Bs, which are nice. The 75mm L24 will be of much use. Okay. So we do have a decent amount of power there. Let's see, if I was to bomb the city, I do have plenty of dive bombers. It could be worthwhile actually going through all these air flotillas and squadrons and trying to see if I could rename them. But we'll keep them available for the time being. They'll join the battle. Okay, so we'll send 3 divisions in here. The core command is just there, so they should engage in the battle. I think this should be sufficient enough to crush Brest-Litovsk. I could throw another division in there to make sure. Which I think I will do. At the end of the day, I'd rather be sure. No, then again, no. I believe this can do it. We'll see if we have anything else that we could assign just to make, bring these numbers up. Assign a machine gun battalion. That should be enough. Okay, let's hope for the absolute best here, ladies and gentlemen. Right, there we go. So we rout the forces there of Brest-Litovsk, and we actually do take the city. So the city is now under our control, and we do have plenty of movement open to us. Fantastic. So we capture the city there, 150 supply. That's fine. But at the end of the day, this has opened up our path now, which is superb. So we'll push these routed forces far back, capture some fuel from the headquarters and the airfield. Okay. Ideally... Right. Push them out that way. So these are some pretty formidable divisions now. Wouldn't it be a bad idea to obviously have our headquarters here so it can draw supply? Okay. Yeah, I really do like the thumbnail. Cross the Vine is such a good film. Okay. So you can see here this has definitely altered things in terms of movement. We can now move significantly further and significantly faster while doing so. So let's see what we can do with the rest of the infantry. You do have some movement capabilities here. You might be able to dislodge them. Might. You are assigned to this Panzer Corps. Might not be a bad idea just to have them assigned to this headquarters here. Let's move that back. What I'll do is I'll move the headquarters... about here. And then I'll move it back once we have our line secured. Okay, assign you over here. So we'll have you change command. You can do a hasty attack. I've never actually read the book. I didn't realize there was a book. I suppose there had to be. But that's something I should actually take a look at in the future. Okay, so you've been added to this force over here now, to the 12th Corps. We'll go for a planned attack. And we do force the 30th Tank Division out of position. With great gusto. Okay. Now we'll have this force fall back to Brest-Litovsk. The reason I'm going to do this is so we actually have a supply depot here, basically, in the form of the city, where there's still 150 tons of supply, which we can make use of. Obviously, what I can do is I can move this FPD group forward. The reason we're doing this is I want to follow this rail line. I'm looking for the path of least resistance, which is, as we're following it, up here. I need to go for this forest, which isn't a great situation, but I'll go through it. I need to make my way towards Minsk. If I can get as close to Minsk as possible, I'll be very happy. Okay, we do have some infantry left. 3, 2... We'll have the infantry within the actual infantry corps over here, then at least the Panzer Group and Panzer Group will be able to operate quite easily. Also, Steiner in both the book and film is loosely based on a real German soldier who served in the same regiment as the book's author. That's rather intriguing, actually. I'll have to really take a look at that. Okay. Let's move here. And this is quite a powerful force. Right, you've been moved to that headquarters. Of course, you're rather far away. Right, have you moved back here? Have you reassigned to 12? That's the wrong headquarters. God. I do apologise there, guys. Now, silly me. Total waste of points. Let's see if we can make up for our boo-boom. Right, we do force the 30th Tank Division to retreat once more. I was hoping to have routed them, but that'll do. Okay, so we do have a full core now. Actually, a little bit over what they can actually command. We'll see about changing one of the commands later then. Okay. The cavalry can move out quite deep. What I'll do is I'll use the infantry to push over here. It's a shame we have a lot of infantry here when I'd rather them be elsewhere. Okay. That is a very powerful infantry division. Very powerful. So I do have a pool of 175,000 vehicles. I'd be intrigued to see what would happen if we motorized some of them. It would cost us a hell of a lot of vehicles though. It's really not worth it, in my opinion. At least, it could be, but that's not worth it. Let these divisions handle this. Push up here as fast as possible. We'll push up into the open terrain. Ooh, you actually might be able to make an attack. Hasty attack is still better than anything. Please let you succeed, and you do succeed. Fantastic. The 205th Motorized has been routed. So basically we're taking one part of the front, whereas the others are taken north and south. Yes, that is correct. So that does come with some actual interesting facets. Obviously I won't have full command of what's going on over here, and we will have to work together for the greater goal. But we are making good progress over here. I mean, what we can see is already happening is we've broken in here. Securing Brest-Litovsk wasn't actually the main idea to begin with, but we did have the ability to do so. So that's fine. What we're doing is we should be able to quite easily establish a pocket here around the Soviet forces on the front line on the border. But what I'm trying to do is actually push deep towards Minsk. That's the goal in mind here. And we should be able to manage that. Okay, I have far too many forces over here. Okay, so what we'll do then is we'll break up these divisions. I want to actually hold the Soviets. Can you defeat that force? That's a question. Yeah, that's not entirely unexpected. So we'll move you here. See if they can handle that tank division. Yes, they do. They route it as well. So that's good news. I don't need to push with these infantry divisions. I'm just going to hold a line, just so we don't have these Soviets running out of it. What I'll do is have this division actually move down here. Should have done that with that one, probably. I could have it head to the north instead. Or I could have it as a reserve. That's not a bad idea. Let's see, what is their table of equipment like? Actually, then again, I'm going to need forces to actually close and destroy the pocket. So, Table of equipment is actually a bit lower, so it might not even be a bad idea. I could just increase their morale by obviously destroying these forces here on the front line, so that's not a bad idea. Let's see. Morale 75. Ah my, what it is to see the power of an infantry division at this stage. The opponent is the AI. So, it's a little bit confusing, and the reason for that is because the series hasn't started in its true form as of yet. It's not actually been announced. Oh, they surrendered outright. That's good then. Yes, so we're doing this basically Well, I'm recording my turn because I record everything, because I'm just doing it out of habit now. Plus, it's always good to talk to you guys. I love interacting. I think I'll have this core move down this way. It wouldn't actually be a bad idea to potentially see. Then I will show you where the iron crosses grow. Indeed. Yeah, I don't think it'd actually be a bad idea to potentially consider giving that core to AGS, potentially. Considering that the Soviets are the greatest strength here in the south, and Agrippa Maxentius will of course be using a lot of the Romanian troops. That's not a bad thing to consider. Okay. So what I'll do here then is, let's see, we do have 33,800 rail assets. God damn it, Neuhauser. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that force there, just stationary for a time being. Okay. Defeat some of these forces on the border, if I can. Push forward the security division. Definitely. They actually succeed. They're rather dug in. Okay. We'll move them from the front line. These forces quite far. Okay, you can't quite handle that. You're over command. You're under. Yeah. So what I'm doing here is I'm not using all of my forces because they're simply not necessary. What I will do then is... Actually... I could have these forces set to refit. Which is not a terrible idea. And then what I'll do is I'll talk to Agrippa Maxentius and I'll say, hey, look, dude, I have potentially 3 divisions, maybe even 5 divisions if I attach these. Well, then again, it's at full strength, isn't it? Sorry, I have 4 divisions. Core headquarters. They are girls if you choose, so they could obviously be used down here. I mean, I could have them still under my control and use them to help out Agrippa. But that's something we'll take into consideration. Okay, so we move the infantry. Move you over here. Right, the town of Koporin. Right, still within supply. Okie-dokie. What we'll do then is we'll start repairing the rails. There we go. In a hypothetical scenario where the Western Allies dice on Operation Thinkable, do you think Hitler and Stalin would eventually decide to attack the Americans together? Oh god, no. That bridge was absolutely well and truly burned. I mean, you've never seen a bridge as burnt as that. I mean, bloody hell. Zero. Absolutely zero chance there. I mean, maybe in the earlier war, obviously before the German-Soviet conflict, I believe the Allies were considering bombing raids against, where was it? Baku? That might have led to something of that unthinkable scenario, which would have been a hell of an alternate history. Okay. Let's deal with... That's interesting, the cavalry made an armored noise. What I'll do is obviously move up the headquarters behind them, so they gain that support. That will be changed headquarters shortly. There is swamp, and that's what I don't like. So what I'll do is I'll go for a planned attack to make sure we actually destroy them. I hate when they do that. Right, so move through the forest. I can beat them on the open terrain quite easily with a hasty attack. They are being a significant pain in the arse. What do we have here then? Mechanized Corps and Tank Division. Right. Hasty. 30th has been a continuous pain in my side. Yeah, it's a really extenuating series of circumstances to have something like that happen. I'll just round. I'll shatter, that'll do. I can't go for a planned attack, so we'll go for a hasty. Right, they hold. Oh, good. Good, good, good. Right, that'll do. So we've actually managed to secure our path a little bit closer now. We are drawing in on Minsk, which is good. That's very good. But I mean, after the youngsters swap sides a couple times, again, both sides to kill each other, logic would at least suggest a... No, I mean, it would be absolutely unthinkable. I mean, that would be an operation unthinkable. I mean, the American public would simply not support that. Großdeutschland Motorized Regiment. Okay. Push them deep. Question is, how deep? Could push up to there. A little bit of supply there. Okay. Push that force up. We do have the Das Reich. Okay, if I move up this way, we do actually force these units over here to disperse, which is a good idea. Same result over here, and at least I'm not having to... Okay, yeah, we'll try that. There we go, capture 7 tons of fuel. Force those units to disperse. We also do capture the town over here, which is quite nice. 20 supply there, secured. Cuts that rail line too, which is always a good result. So Das Reich. So our command is all the way down here. Let's move the command up. Okay, what support do you have embedded? Nothing particularly. Self-propelled flak. We'll put some self-propelled light flak in here. So what do we gain with this? Yeah, so what is these? 20mm flak AA guns, self-propelled AA guns. Still not a bad thing to have. Hasty attack will do just fine here. There we go. Routed. We can now push up. Mm-hmm. You know, I was reading last night over the course of World War II, the Germans executed 20,000 of their own men. Intriguing. Okay. I'm not gonna round that one. I can launch a hasty attack. A planned attack obviously would be significantly better. I could move the armor, which doesn't have that much movement when they get to here. So I think what we'll do then is we'll move the armor up over here, so the 10th Panzer Division. They'll arrive and attack with Das Reich in a hasty attack. There we go. That's quite a lot of force. Okay, hasty attack. There we go, we capture the city, well, the town I suppose. Okay. We'll try a hasty attack. Wow, our luck actually is really good there. Superb. Absolutely no movement there. Might be able to push just a little bit further. Yeah, we do as well. Fantastic. You can switch commands. There we go. Will that just keep you safe? Okay, so we've pushed to within a few hexes of Minsk, which is decent. I'd imagine turn 2 we could probably take Minsk, or we might even be able to manage turn 1 capture Minsk, depending on our panzers over here, but they do have a lot of terrain to push through. Okay. Do have some panzers and motorized remaining. I won't lie, it's a consideration to actually have them build up on fuel. But I might need them to actually seal the pocket. Right, these forces that were right on the border then. They could advance a little bit further, but what I'll do now is actually use our forces from over here. Keep these guys just holding off for the time being. Okay. Let's see. My issue with Russian statistics is they're noticeably embellished almost everywhere. No, I think it's one of those things, when it comes to that sort of subject, it's like, it shouldn't be so taboo to debate the numbers. I mean, we can't, I mean, obviously the event happened, that did happen, those things did happen. But to actually debate the numbers, like, I don't see why that is such a taboo. If it is obviously for the pursuit of accurate history. But I don't know, man. Politics gets into too much stuff. Okay. Some stronger divisions here, obviously, in terms of defense. What I'll do then is, rather than bother attacking... Then again... I don't really need to do too much here, so I'll just obviously keep them pushed. We'll score easy victories where we can to raise the troop morale. Okay. So clear terrain here until the Nieman River, which is an irritation, obviously as I have to cross that. We can see Out of interest, what is your views? I need to read Hastings Armageddon. To be fair, I'm not going to say my views, because at the end of the day, it's like I am on a public platform, so I do have to bear that in mind. Maybe in the future something more private, but I don't want to put my position at risk, if you understand me. Okay. So you can see here, obviously it's quite a light defense. This is probably the strongest point by far. Then obviously these tanks, the armor division. We don't have an FBD over here. I believe our FBDs. Where are our FBDs? I know obviously one's over here. Okay. So we have one there. Where is our second? Might already be embedded in some of these units, perhaps. Let's see. Right. Ah, there you are. Okay, fantastic. I mean, obviously we are going to have to work alongside Cucumber in terms of logistics. But the idea is if I can take Minsk as a logistical base, that will be really good. It's obviously going to take us a long time to reach that in terms of rails. Still be quite nice. Right. That's fine, Tommy. Okay. What we'll do here then is I'll move this core command just to the rear here. Right. That's a little bit too difficult to push away. What I'll do then is I'll go for a hasty attack here to get rid of that security force. Let's see, does that give me... No, it doesn't, but that's fine. That's all I need. Okay, launch a full planned attack. Not quite what I was after, but still not bad. Okay, back to your position. Break up that division. Move one force there. Okay. Planned attack with this brigade. Good, good, very good. 12. Oh yeah, YouTube's kind of... Wow, they actually survived. That's rather impressive. Yeah, YouTube's kind of weird like that. Unless you're like a moderator, doesn't let you actually post the links, which is irritating. I could change that. I'll have to look at changing that. There we go. That gives us our path across the river now. Where's their call command? Quite far to the rear here. Let's move them up. There we go, they route. Now I do have some further movement. I could come down here, but what I'll do is obviously keep them within here. That's good. I'd love it when people can obviously keep disagreements charitable. At the end of the day, not everybody has to agree. But what matters is how we deal with these disagreements and how we work things out. I mean, obviously, in the pursuit of historical knowledge, it's all about getting the truth. And the truth isn't always what we expect, or it might be, who knows. We obviously need the evidence. Hello there, my friend. Which would be your home city? Potentially Minsk? You know, I really do like the Russians. I really do like the Russian people. I have a friend in Moscow who's an absolute weeb. He's so cool. Really good guy. And from actually visiting Moscow myself some years ago, about 2 years ago, sorry, 3 years ago, God, I'm getting old. Just nothing but help from them. Nothing but help. Really, really nice. Okay. 5 here. Right, what we'll do then is we'll advance from the south. I'm not going to be crossing a river there with that disadvantage. I'll move the core headquarters just up here so we can get the advantage there of the support. Right, planned attack. They do hold rather irritatingly. No further movement here. Okay, what I'll do is I'll move back. Oh, Bronsberg. Fantastic. Is it true you can't drink the tap water in Russia? Ah, did I drink the tap water? I think I drank the tap water. Yeah, I can't remember like buying bottles of water and stuff like that all the time, so I'd say yeah, basically. Okay. Yeah, you're not gonna die if you drink the tap water. Probably. Is possible though, just saying. I'll spread this division out across here just to make sure that we do obviously hold on to these positions. I don't want this obviously going too far out of my way. And at the end of the day, we'll make it easy when it comes to actually closing and destroying the pocket. But the vast majority of these divisions will continue to move on. Not worth the effort of attacking there. Keep them near the rail line. Yeah, that'd be good. Okay. Okay. We'll leave we'll leave the Holocaust debates for now, shall we, guys? Right, we have really nice movement. We are definitely closing in on Minsk, which is really nice. And lots of places in Australia you wouldn't want to drink the tap water. Yeah, I can imagine. I can really imagine. Right. Do I have any forces to the rear? I do, but they are very far away. And these actually belong to Army Group North of the 18th Army. Man, I love the 18th Army. But we're doing pretty well here so far. We've advanced pretty far. We do still have forces yet to move. So that's good. And thank you there, guys. Yeah, so we are doing pretty good. I mean, this is more of a sideshow. This is just, that's going to happen anyway. We do actually have some decent width over here. It's not too much of a worry. Obviously, once we do move more forces, we'll have less to even worry about then. As obviously we're filling the gaps. I still have, what, 4 Panzer divisions? Motorized, so yeah, still another 6 divisions to move. Which is superb. Began to convert this rail line here. So eventually we'll end up at Minsk. I think if we do secure Minsk, or at least that area, I think we'll be in very good shape. Okay. I'll move this division back over here just to cover that hole in our lines. I do still have another 2 divisions, which I will decide what to do with them. I'm very much considering sending maybe, well, definitely 4 divisions, more or less, to Agrippa Maxentius, potentially even 6 divisions. Might be worth the effort. I think at the end of the day, having those extra forces down there would definitely help out. As a final recommendation... Alright. Did they ever do get a Grigsby's War in the West? Yes, they did. I actually played that not too long ago. It's quite nice. It's obviously deeper than War in the East in terms of like logistics. I actually do have it on the channel if you take a look at it. I did a stream for Matrix not too long ago where I attempted to play as the Allies and to actually beat the Germans with their offensive in the West. We did beat them. We beat them quite hard. We did destroy a lot of the German forces, but we didn't actually secure the VPs. Okay. Okay, I use these forces in the front line. Shame though, really, I don't want to use them too much. But we'll go for the hasty attack. We should succeed unless they are actually dug in. Ooh, I don't like these guys. They will give. They will give. Very reluctantly, but they do give. That's a shame, actually. I was hoping to make more use of their force. But that's fine. Okay. Yes, it definitely does. The air campaign's really nice. I still really love One of the Pacific. I just think it's so fluid. I will be taking a closer look at getting Grigsby's Bomb of the Reich soon. I just need to get the time to actually learn the game to a better degree, I should say. Right. Oh, that's actually really nice. Routed. Fantastic. Hello there, Tortuga. How you doing, my friend? Play by email test. What I'll do is obviously make the title a little bit more informative. But what I'm doing here is I'm playing alongside Lord Cucumber 77 and Agrippa Maxentius. So I'll be playing as Army Group Center, while as Cucumber will be taking control of Army Group North, and Agrippa Maxentius will be playing as Army Group South. So this is for a practice. This series hasn't started yet. The opponent will be the AI. We are playing on hard difficulty against the Soviets, so it should prove to be quite the challenge. Oh, Torty's on my side, baby. He's on my side. Aren't you, Torty? Yeah, I know what you're saying. Even if you can't say it, I know that's only because you're under duress. Okay, I'd like to force this division to be either routed or surrender. That'll do. Should be easily crushed now. Still clear terrain, so that's fine. Finally, the 126th Rifle Division proved to be quite cumbersome. So is this a continuation of the Grand One of the East game you wanted to get going? Well, what it is basically is that we're going to have the game ongoing. People can jump in, I suppose, at different times. We might have guest appearances. But the idea was just to get the things rolling. Okay. Come to the dark side. Right, they hold their position. We might be able to dig them out. We do? Fantastic. Not too completely, but enough to obviously make a good go at this. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move them back over here to where we have the rail lines, which is good. Indeed. Yep, so we'll have supply flow through there quite nicely. Still a couple divisions. This one would be easily squashed, which I'll do. So full attack. Yes, they rout. Awesome. That's a good result. Okay. We'll move across the river here to the north, where I have enough to actually throw a hasty attack. What I'll do is I'll move my core command over there. As you can see here, they don't have anything assigned to them directly in terms of support. This force over here does have some pioneers, which is quite nice. Howitzer, self-propelled, very good. Okay, so we'll go for a hasty attack, see if we can pull it off. And we do, they rout. That's fantastic, that's very, very good result there. Now, I could push over there, but I don't know if that's worthwhile. If I break the division down, how much ground can I take? I can't take any extra ground, but I could secure all the ground. But I think what we'll do here then is we'll actually go ahead and... I could actually dislodge that command there quite easily. That would definitely help out the forces to the north, our brethren to the north. It wouldn't be a bad idea to actually flank Kaunas as well. Should be a good idea. Cuts the rail lines here as well quite effectively. Will there be an overall OKH commander? How will reinforcements, admin points, and air forces be allocated? Well, what we'll do then is we'll have OKH sort of decided by potentially a podcast every 4 turns as such. We are still debating the actual details. But potentially having like a podcast every couple turns where we get together and sort of decide things together. And what we'll do in terms of like admin points in air forces, I've taken command of the air force in this test, but when it comes down to it, I think it might be a good idea we decide on our initial moves regarding the air force, but then try to localize things as much as possible so that we are not stepping on the toes of our fellows. Okay, I could launch a full attack here. If I could actually dislodge those forces at Kaunas, that would actually be a major boon there. Okay. Yeah. Yes, I'm really eager to see it from Newhauser as well. That's a good point, actually, Newhauser. Would I actually be able to look at that, or would it give away information? Right. You still have the ability to move, but I'm not going to move because you don't belong to me. Okay. Come on! Show me some love. And there we go! We do take Kaunas. And they rout. I'm sure Cucumber's going to be exceedingly happy about that result. Lovely. So Kaunas has been taken. Yes, we're doing very well here. This has actually helped out Army Group North significantly, as that's a certainly dangerous roadblock considering its position. But we've been able to flank it and secure it. So I'm sure Cucumber will be very happy with me. There will be much love in the tent tonight. Okay, so I do have armed forces to move up here now. What I'll do is obviously move the forces from furthest to the rear. We can take Vilnius. Let's see. It doesn't matter about taking the rail line. What I want to do here is be as effective as possible with my movements. So we'll head down this way. Oops, helps if I press the right button. I shouldn't actually have to engage in combat here, ideally. Right, we actually captured the city without a fight. That's definitely what I like to see. Okay, 22 movement here, move there. Oh, that's fantastic. You're totally able to look at it. I think it's part of the reality of the Japanese intelligence to collect these articles and send them to Tokyo. Yeah, I'd imagine so. I suppose at the end of the day, the Japanese ambassador will probably have access to this sort of information. And what's the time scale of a turn in this game? A turn is a week. Okay. Damn. I have the ability to push quite far in there, but not really anything worthwhile over here. Certainly not. Our objective is Minsk. I will continue to raise hell in the rear lines anyway. Let's see what we can capture. If I move here... Yes, we're almost at Minsk. If I could dislodge this division, we'd have a pretty good shot at this. Where exactly is your operational Schwerpunkt in the beginning? My Schwerpunkt, so point of pressure, I do believe, is... I'm not entirely sure what the actual hex is. I think it might be about 20 miles. I can't actually remember. It might even be 10. That's something I'll have to check. Yes, so my Schwerpunkt would be around here at Brest-Litovsk, which we actually did break through. So then we proceeded some distance. We actually captured quite a few quite a few important towns along the route, as well as a decent one over here, which is a hub for the rail networks. Then what we're doing is actually moving our armoured after the infantry. What we're trying to do here is capture Minsk. If I can capture Minsk, I'll be very, very happy. Which would be really nice. Well, they would have gotten them from neutral countries or whatever. So anyway, there's going to be a bit of censorship too. Well, yeah, that's obviously quite a reasonable assumption. Okay, let's move up. Do I have the ability to launch a proper attack? I do as well. We might actually be able to push on past this division, given the correct amount of support. Certainly a question, do I actually send another force to actually make sure we break them? Probably not a bad idea. You're not going to get the article, THC planning massive new offensive in Guadalcanal in 2 weeks' time. To be fair, I won't be doing a War in the Pacific stream tonight, but that's not a terrible thing. Gives me a little bit more time to do some more research and make some more decisions. And what I'm doing at the moment in my War in the Pacific stream is work on the R&D. We haven't really touched upon greater tactics and stratagems before, well, beyond that. Once R&D is decided, which is quite an interesting task in of itself, then I'll be good to go. But industry is on its way. I'm sort of building up the industry at the moment as well, working on the industry side. What do you guys reckon? Do you think I could have the capabilities to push through this infantry division? The numbers aren't quite as good as I was hoping for. They are embedded in a wooded town as well, so that's not too good. The terrain is not helping me. Might be worthwhile. At the end of the day, I do have multiple Panzer divisions to move up. I mean, the Panzer could do that. Obviously, they would do that, but I want to keep them available. I want to keep them fresh. There's going to be nothing here in the rear lines to probably be able to rescue these troops here. Yeah, that's very true. Schwerpunkt is a great term because it works on practically all levels from the theatre down to the platoon. Okay. What do we have embedded? Nothing embedded here. A Flame Panzer would be very nice. But that is going to be best used against urban centres. Well, I mean, I guess this would count. What do we have here? They do have the Flame Panzers here. What I'll do then, I guess, is, let's see. So I have... Let's see, can I hit that unit? Then again, it's not... Is it worth it to launch a raid against them? Yeah, it is fun to say Schwerpunkt. So, Mr. Tortuga, when are you going to get deeper into the Grigsby games? When are you going to do it? When's it coming? When's it going to happen? Give me the juicy news, my baby. You know, I'm going to send the second motorized. I'd rather do it and be right. And again, I could use them. Oh, full attack, full attack, full attack, go! Yes! They retreat. I can push this way. Yeah, Thunderstruck. Oh dear. I can push our headquarters a little bit further away. Take a little bit more ground, why not? Okay. Take them on. They surrender. Right, what I'll do now then is... I don't think we'd be able to take that force. May happen though. May happen. I think it's worth giving it a go. Ah, well, we don't have a full attack. We'll try... No, we'll wait. We'll wait. I might have armoured that could do that. So, I think, really, we are going to be on the actual outskirts of Minsk. This is going to be open, so it might be worthwhile. Instead, let's see. No, I could be right on Minsk there. Oh, I do have another motorized. If I move the motorized here, we actually do complete the encirclement. Okay, that's worth 8 in of itself. Have them change core command. Okay, hit them. There we go. We'll go for the hasty attack here, weaken them somewhat. We might be able to make it. Doubt it, but we'll see. Yeah, they hold. Shame. Right, they're committed. That's fine. They hold. Right. Loss is taken there, but that's fine. I still have armoured forces to move myself from the south. Then again, it might be worth it to actually hold these guys in reserve and potentially give them to Agrippa if we don't need them. Which is certainly a possibility. Okay, you could move on to Minsk. I think what we'll do here then is try to open Minsk up. If I can do that, that will certainly be good. Right. We'll try this then. I think these guys are the ones preventing me from taking this. I should have actually waited and used these guys together. Oh well. I'll go for the full attack here. What are they in? Are they in a town? Okay, so what I'll do is I'll assign a Pioneer Battalion. Okay. So you can see here we do have quite the assortment of armor. Go for full attack. Good, 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 good. Right, so they're destroyed. And remember, actually, RG, the last patch or two changed the amount of casualties taken. Yeah, we did lose quite a few men there, I'm not gonna lie. Were they actually outright deaths? No, well, I imagine some of them would have been outright deaths. Sorry. I can actually take a look at that. Quite a few attacks here. Right. 342 men lost. 189, 143, 460. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, those weren't very good attacks. They should have been smarter there and actually attacked with the panzers. But still. Right, this does give us access to Minsk. I think we could actually take Minsk. I really think we could actually potentially take Minsk in the first turn. But you know what? I feel good saying that. Nearly got to put a blast away into the distance. Flanks, what are flanks? Well, that's pretty much what I do anyway, so we'll get on very well. Right. I think what we could probably do we're doing here is secure a flank. Which is not a bad idea. Full attack. Please give way. Oh, good. Right, superb. So with that, we've actually opened up the flank on Minsk. Which does possibly give me a lot more room to work with. Right, so move these guys in. There we go, 2 Panzer Divisions. Let's see what we have here. If I have any more super heavy guns, I'll try and move them in here. Can you imagine trying to move all these super heavy guns all that way? It'd be practically impossible for these guys. Oh dear. I don't know. Might be possible. We'll see. Right. Bunch of these. Okay. These guys will do nice too. Move them over. You're a passive sloth. That's intriguing then. Am I on like more middle ground then? Siege gun. Storm Pioneers. I don't want to go too crazy with administration points. Again, one of those guns is damaged. I don't think I want to move that, just in case we lose it all. Okay, that's all I'll move. Good, am I still move? Fantastic. Let's assign it all just to make sure we get use of it. Right, can't go for a planned attack. So this is as good as we'll get. Can I beat that? No. I can still go for another attack. We'll see if we can have any armored forces over here join us. Just can't. Just out of range. I think crossing that river really does slow us down. Okay. What do you guys reckon? Do we try another attack, or should we be smarter? I don't think we'll have the opportunity, so I think we'll not go for another attack as such. Okay. Move that headquarters back this way. Okay. So, we've encircled all these forces, which were obviously the objective. I've not even used all of my forces here. I still have a significant amount of armor. I mean, what, like 4 armor divisions, 2 motorized divisions yet to even use. But I think I'll probably give those to a good Maxentius. A only attack. Start the game to break self-commands, that's true. If and when Soviet counterattacks come, what are your defensive strategies? Oh, we don't have to be very... Well, really what I like to do is I like to be offensively defensive, or defensively offensive. Always give, but always take something else. Always make sure you get something. But don't be too willing to die over something that's not worth it. As to whether the AI will come here, probably. I may move a unit here just to make sure this doesn't close us. I mean, we have nothing here. So that is a dangerous way to live. But I think it'll be fine. Even if these guys break out, it's not a big loss. We can obviously deal with it. It might be worth it. Just use the motorized. Just cut this here. Hello, the Emir. How you doing, my friend? But we've reached the outskirts of Minsk, which will fall on a second turn. I think it'd been very nice to take in Minsk first turn, but I think this is still pretty good. So what I'll do then is I'll save the turn here, and I will pass it on. Though I still have these forces over here. Second Army, are you Army Group Center? Second Army Group Center, okay. No one step back, XGRG 2018. Pretty much. Okay. Move the 2nd Panzer headquarters up over here. What I'll do then is... Well, I'll be ready to move these forces after. I think what I'll do is I'll need to speak to the Gurupa and make sure we have something coordinated before I decide what my final moves will be. But yes, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. So again, just to go over, I will be taking command of Army Group Center, Lord Cucumber 77 will be taking command of Army Group North, and Agrippa Maxentius will be taking command of Army Group South, as we all try to take aim at Moscow. Which is not too far, but yeah, good luck trying to reach it. Will be truly fun. This is pretty good. How far did the Germans make it in week 1 of the War of the East in real life? I'm not entirely sure, actually. I can't remember exactly how far. Oh yeah, the first winter is horrifically brutal. Absolutely brutal. And the AI on hard will certainly punish us if we're not prepared. It will be fun. But yes, thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. I hope you guys don't mind that this obviously is just like me recording a turn that I'm doing as a test. I just thought I always like interacting with you guys. So thank you so very much. Obviously keep your eyes and ears open, as we'll probably announce the series in proper soon enough. So until next time, thank you and goodbye. Can't wait to see you again. Have a good one.